mean, I'm the original MTV generation, day one. Before MTV, I was a classic rock, enthusiast. I like stuff like Boston and Kansas and Styx and Led Zeppelin. And, I like that stuff. MTV kind of opened a whole new door for me because I didn't really know anything about some of these synth bands that were coming over. And then it kind of caught my attention. And then I was like, oh, this is pretty cool stuff.
I got hooked a little earlier.
Yeah, it was the girls. The girls, they were way ahead of us.
Blondie and the Cars
Yeah.
and Joe Jackson and Gary Newman.
I was a fan of the Cars. The Cars came out like in 78 or 79, along with the Knack. Remember the Knack?
Yeah.
Skinny tie wearing guys, that was like the look. But I mean, you think about MTV, how it influenced fashion over that whole decade, or at least 3/4 of it, how much fashion was influenced through MTV and the artists that came on, just doing what you just said, dressing in their glam look, whether it's hairstyles or accessories they wore. I mean, Madonna, geez, how long did she have her look that every kid in the country, in the world really, was buying rubber bracelets and the mesh stuff that she wore? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That was almost something that was, I think, such a cool connection to other people, because, people are walking on the street with the Flock of Seagulls, you know what I mean? The hair and all of that, exactly their vibe, and you had music that tied everybody together. That was what MTV was a diamond for, because it in one place brought so many different vibes in one shot. I mean, and as the years went by, you had Club MTV, and then you had Real World, all of those things, but it was inclusive. I mean, it brought weird eclectic things like Herbie Hancock.
Yeah.
What is that? But then
That
you
was
have
crazy,
Robert Palmer coming out of that stuff with the sexy suits and the ties and the girls and all of. There was so much
And
luster.
that's something for everybody. It was so eclectic. It was really, really cool stuff. So yeah, I really kind of jumped on board in that beginning of that decade. I started really getting into some of these bands.